I know I hurt you, Martin, she whispered, her voice trembling, but I never meant for things to turn out this way. I didn't mean to fall for someone else. I looked at her, standing there with tears rolling down her cheeks, and all I could think was, then why did you choose him? And why now? Just 1 week before our wedding. My name is Martin Hale, and for most of my adult life, I believed in loyalty. I believed that love meant staying faithful no matter what. That's what I thought I had with Isla. We had been engaged for nearly a year. Our wedding was only 7 days away. Everything was ready, venue booked, rings purchased, guests invited. Isla and I met at a charity event. She was stunning, confident, and full of life. We connected immediately. Over time, we became inseparable. She made me laugh. She stood by me during tough times. She was the person I imagined growing old with. But slowly things began to change. She started coming home late, often saying she was tired or stressed about the wedding. She was always on her phone and didn't smile at me the way she used to. I noticed, but I didn't want to believe anything was wrong until that evening. It was a quiet Thursday. I decided to come home early to surprise Isla. I wanted us to enjoy a peaceful dinner and talk about our honeymoon plans. But as soon as I walked in, I saw her standing in front of the mirror, wearing a tight black dress, pearl earrings, and high heels. She jumped slightly when she saw me. "You're home early," she said, nervously fixing her hair. "Thought I'd surprise you," I replied. "What's the occasion?" She smiled, but it looked forced. "Just meeting a friend. Nothing special." "A friend?" I asked softly. "Who?" She hesitated. "Just someone I know." "Isla, who?" She looked down. "Colin. Colin Reeves." I froze. Colin wasn't just anyone. He was the regional director at my company. My boss. And the way she said his name, gently, like it hurt, told me everything I needed to know. "It's not what you think," she said quickly. "I just need time to think. Time to figure things out. We're getting married in 7 days." I yelled. "What is there to figure out now?" She stepped back, clutching her purse tightly. "I didn't mean for this to happen." I felt the walls closing in around me. I grabbed my coat and left. I didn't even know where I was going. I just needed to get away. When I returned late that night, the house was empty. But her phone was on the table, and something inside me, curiosity, pain, anger, made me pick it up. The screen lit up with messages. "Colin, don't forget our room number." "Isla, I'm leaving soon. Can't wait." My chest tightened. So it was real. It wasn't just emotional cheating. She had planned this. While we were preparing to spend our lives together, she was secretly making plans with my boss. The door creaked behind me. Isla walked in, her eyes red, her shoulders slouched like she had been carrying the weight of the world. "Martin," she whispered. I didn't turn around. "I know I hurt you," she said again, her voice shaking. "I didn't mean for this to happen. I didn't plan it. I didn't mean to fall for someone else." I slowly faced her. "Then why?" I asked. "Why him? Why now?" She covered her face with her hands. "I don't know. I just needed to feel noticed. He made me feel powerful, like I was in control. I never wanted to lose you." But my phone buzzed. A message from an unknown number. "Colin is dead. We need to talk." I read it twice. My hands went cold. Isla gasped as she looked over my shoulder. "What?" she whispered. No, this can't be happening." But it was. And whatever pain I thought I had felt before, this changed everything. The message stayed on the screen. "Colin is dead. We need to talk." I stared at it, frozen. My hands started shaking. Isla's face turned pale. Her lips parted, but no words came out. For a moment, we both stood still. The world felt silent. "What does that mean?" she whispered. I didn't answer. I couldn't. I just kept repeating the words in my mind. Colin's dead. The man she had betrayed me with. The man I once admired. The man who was supposed to meet her in a hotel room just hours ago. And now he was gone. I finally looked at Isla. "What do you know about this?" "Nothing," she said quickly. I swear I don't know anything. I haven't heard from him since earlier today. We were supposed to meet at 8 o'clock. So, you admit it, I said coldly. You were going to sleep with him. She looked away. I don't know what I was doing. I was confused. Everything was spinning. I didn't plan for it to go this far. But it did, I said. And now he's dead. Do you really think that's a coincidence? I didn't kill him, Martin, she cried. Please don't look at me like that. I'm not a murderer. I don't even know who you are anymore, I said sharply. First you lied. Then you betrayed me. And now this. She broke down crying, falling onto the couch. I just wanted to feel important. Colin made me feel like I mattered. I never wanted things to end this way. Before I could reply, my phone buzzed again. This time it was a call. Hello. I answered, my voice unsteady. Is this Martin Hale? A deep voice asked. Yes. This is Officer Delgado. I need you to come to the station as soon as possible. We have some questions about the death of Colin Reeves. I felt sick. Why me? You were listed in his messages, and we believe you may have important information. His wife is also in custody. His wife. I repeated, shocked. Yes, her name is Madison Reeves. She was arrested at the scene. I hung up and turned to Isla. His wife killed him. She gasped. Madison? Oh my God. Apparently, she found out. Isla covered her mouth. Do they know about me? They will soon. At the police station, I sat across from Officer Delgado, who looked exhausted and serious. We found out Madison received an anonymous letter, he said. It explained Colin's affair. It mentioned your name and your fiancée. I said nothing. She followed him to the hotel, waited in the parking lot. When he stepped out to take a phone call, she confronted him and shot him 3 times. I closed my eyes. My head spun. This wasn't just a breakup anymore. It was a tragedy. Did Isla tell you anything? The officer asked. I shook my head. Just that she was meeting him. Do you believe she was in danger? I paused. No. I think she was going there willingly, to be with him. He nodded slowly. Thank you for being honest. That's all for now. I walked out of the station feeling like I had aged 10 years in one day. When I got home, the house was dark. Isla had left. Her belongings were gone. Just like that, it was over. I sat on the couch, staring at the wall for hours. I couldn't cry. I couldn't sleep. All I could think about was how close I came to marrying someone who had been hiding a secret life. 1 week ago, I was planning a wedding. Now, I was sitting in an empty house, reading news updates about a man I once respected, dead because of a chain of lies and betrayal. I wasn't angry anymore, just numb. But one thing was clear in my heart. There was no going back. Days passed. The wedding day came and went. The venue called. The florist canceled. My inbox filled with polite messages, asking if everything was all right. I ignored them all. The truth was, I was surviving, not really living. I went to work, nodded in meetings, answered emails, but inside I felt empty. Everything reminded me of Isla. The house, the streets, even the coffee mugs. I deleted her number and blocked her on social media, but I couldn't block the memories, her laughter in the kitchen, her head resting on my shoulder during movie nights. They haunted me. But I never called her. Not once. She made her choice. Now she had to live with it. One afternoon, I went to a small cafe by the river. I hadn't been there since before the engagement. It was quiet, peaceful. I just wanted to sit and think. That's when I noticed her, a woman with light brown hair and calm eyes sitting by the window reading a book. Her name tag said Nora. She smiled politely as I walked in, not knowing the storm inside me. Over the next few weeks, I found myself going back there more often. I wasn't sure why. Maybe because it was the only place that didn't remind me of Isla. Maybe because Nora never asked personal questions. She just served coffee and offered a kind smile. One day, as she handed me my usual drink, she said, "You always look like your mind is somewhere else. Everything okay?" I paused, then gave a small nod. Getting there. Her smile was warm. Well, whatever it is, I hope you heal soon. For the first time in weeks, I felt something shift, a little lighter, a little less broken. A month after everything ended, I received a letter. The handwriting looked familiar. Isla. I almost threw it away, but curiosity won. It read, Martin, I know I'm the last person you want to hear from, but I needed to say this. I never wanted to hurt you. I made a terrible choice. I lost control. Colin made me feel seen when I felt invisible, but that's no excuse. Every day since, I've been drowning in guilt. I wish I could turn back time, stop myself, take it all back. I don't expect forgiveness, but I hope someday you'll find peace. I hope someone loves you the way you deserve to be loved. Isla. I folded the letter slowly and put it in a drawer. I didn't cry. I didn't feel angry. Just emptiness. She was right about one thing. What she did couldn't be undone. As time passed, I tried to rebuild my life. Sometimes I'd wake up in the middle of the night remembering her voice or the sound of the phone buzzing with that message. Colin is dead. That moment changed everything, but I refused to let it define the rest of my life. 6 months later, I ran into Nora outside the cafe. She was walking her dog and smiled when she saw me. Hey, stranger, she joked. You disappeared. Busy healing, I replied with a grin. She tilted her head. Well, if you ever want to talk or walk a dog, I'm around. I surprised myself by saying, I'd like that. It wasn't love. Not yet. But it was something soft. Something kind. That night, I stood by my window, looking out at the city lights. I thought about everything I'd been through. The betrayal, the lies, the death, the pain, but also the strength it took to survive it. People say time heals. I don't fully agree. Time doesn't erase pain. It only teaches you how to carry it better. I'll never forget what happened. I'll never forget Isla or Colin or the wedding that never happened. But I will remember that even the deepest wounds don't stop you from living again. Sometimes the worst moments become the start of something new. And I had finally found the strength to begin again.